Hello everyone, in this video we will go over how to fine-tune the PCB layout. In the previous videos, we complete a rough layout of the PCB. Now it's time to make a detailed adjustment to placement of components. On the layout, you will notice blue lines. These represent the nets or the required connections between pads. Let's start by selecting the MCU and pressing the space key to rotate it. Each time we press space, the component rotates by 90 degrees. You can see that when MCU is oriented this way, the blue net line indicates a much more straightforward routing path. Of course, if needed, we can also set a specific rotation angle, like 45 degrees, directly from the property panel on the right. Component positions can also be adjusted either by dragging them or by setting exact coordinate via center X and center Y in the property panel. For instance, if we want to vertically center the USB socket and the PCB height is 30 mm, we can set center Y to -15 to align it precisely. When placing components, it's best to follow the flow of signals as shown in the schematic. To assist with this, we can use the vertical split view. Take the USB socket as an example. Its power input V bus connects to the fuse F1, which then connects to the capacitor C4 and C5. So during layout, we need to preserve this order. We can also drag silkscreen labels to keep the layout clear. Additionally, avoid placing components too close to each other, as this could make soldering difficult later on. Next, we place the other USB-related components. Resistors R3, R4, R5, and R6 should be placed near the USB socket, while still leaving enough space for routing. In the same way, we continue placing the rest of components, positioning them close to each other based on the signal path in the schematic. When placing the crystal oscillator for the MCU, it should be as close as possible to the relevant MCU pins to ensure signal integrity. To help trace signal path, when selecting any pad, we can press H to highlight the entire network associated with the pad. For fine adjustments, the arrow keys can be used to nudge components. But sometimes the movement step is too large. To fix this, we can change the unit to mil. Click on an empty area of the PCB canvas, and in the right-hand property panel, we find the current grid size and snap size, both set to 5 mil by default. Lowering this to 2 mil allows for finer adjustments. While placing components, we can also select multiple items at once and use the Align button at the top to quickly align them. This works for both components and silkscreen labels. Sometimes all the blue net lines can clutter the view. In that case, go to Project Design, Net, Red lines on the left, and hide specific net lines you don't want to see. For instance, J&D is usually handled with a copper pull, so we can simply click the eye icon to temporarily hide its red line. That's all for this video on PCB layout adjustments. See you next time.